Information in the public domain that government has suspended the debt swap scheme for civil servants has shocked labor unions in Zambia who never saw it coming. Information carried by a daily tabloid Tuesday indicated that government will no longer be implementing the debt swap scheme. Civil Servant and Allied Workers Union of Zambia has called the move as a breach of the law, stating that the scheme was a collective agreement between government and relevant stakeholders and cannot be stopped by a word of mouth without coming to a negotiating table.
An issue which is a collective bargaining issue, in this case the debt swap was an addendum to the 2021 collective agreement, and the Labour Commissioner assented to that collective agreement, which means that the collective agreement is binding to both parties. If there is any party which is aggrieved and would want to change any content in the collective agreement, the due process of the law has to be followed. That is, the employer and the employees' representatives will have to come on the bargaining table and discuss that issue and agree to suspend it.
A National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia-NUPPEZ and the Federation of Free Trade Union of Zambia (FFTUZ) have equally expressed disappointment at the decision and wants government to reconsider the decision, stating that it has been done unlawfully.
As what we know is when matters are agreed upon and an addendum is signed, like to do with those conditions of service, it's remained binding and it's legal. So the suspension to us, I think, hasn't come at the right time. And we want to appeal to the government that this is not the way things are supposed to be done. If there is any suspension of such conditions of service that are enjoyed by workers, it has to go back to the bargaining table.
And if government now thinks it's not the best way to go, they should have followed the same process that birthed the same debt swap. Meaning, they should have called the unions to talk about how ill-timed or wrong debt swap was and what alternative would be put in place.
And the movement for the restoration of teachers' affairs in Zambia, Morata, however, said the new government means well for the country and that if it has decided to strip off the debt swap scheme, then it has been done in the best interest of the Zambian people.
Otherwise, we don't have much information, but all I can assure you is that with the vision of the new administration in place of having a united, prosperous and equitable Zambia, we are very, very sure that they mean well if they touch on issues to do with the debt swap.
Meanwhile, Minister of Finance Dr. Situmbe Komsokotwane and Public Service Division Permanent Secretary Boniface Chimbwali could not comment on the matter. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.